Right. So, as far as EDI integrations itself is concerned, because we are using one of the prominent integration map editor we are using, especially which is called Sterling B2B integration map editor. This is powered by IBM. Because integration, we know, being an integration analyst in the EDA transactions, the kind of files are we using? Something like EDA 835, right? So 837. So different EDA files normally we are using. So in regard to the files that we are using, especially as a integration analyst in the EDA format, either we are transforming to the cloud integrations to manage any EDI transactions, wherein you need to have the detailed understanding over the MFTs or B2B integrations, all that. At the same time, when we are working on the EDA integration part, so we must be having some knowledge over the process and validation of different file formats, something like XML or Excel file formats, or is there any kind of JSON documents that we are using? And so that the kind of hierarchy mapping in Informatica we are using. So that even we have to do, because one of the key editor is this. Next, we can support and troubleshoot even 997 as well as resolving any kind of rejected transactions we have, or if you want to resend any corrected EDI files, everything can be used in this. Next, we can integrate EDI transactions also with different ERP systems, because when we are working on the integration editor, something like B2B integration mapping and all, so we can integrate with some other systems, like we can integrate with some ERP systems like SAP or any Oracle EBS we have, right? So service bus and all that. So, and other internal platforms also. At the same time, along with this, we should able in a position to understand the EDA transaction and data mapping, especially. So, for that regard, generally, to do this, generally this BTV integration data mapping editor we are using. So, of course, this is there are some specific system requirements which I am going to explain you in the next session, right? So, what are the system requirements that are needed, right? So what system requirements that we have to be taken into consideration? Okay, that part anyway I'm going to discuss. But end of the day, this is one of the B2B integration editor which normally we are using, especially in the form of uh, EDA specialist and all. When we are using, this is one of the key and important one we are using for a very long time. This is one area where we have to be focused more on. Next one, when we are talking about EDIs, generally we have EDI also. EDI notepad is also there, because EDI notepad is also one of the key and important element, right? So wherein when we want to create any environments or we want to integrate any EDI notepad. Right. So apart from that, this is also we can use, because this is one thing. Sterling B2B integrator is one thing which normally we are using. So how the system requirements we do, everything that I'm going to explain you the next session. At the same time, we can use this EDI notepad also, EDI notepad 8.2. Okay. So EDI notepad 1.2 can also use. So if you want to create any kind of notepad, right? So notepad files, if you want to create, or if you want to update any integration, right? So if you want to more about integrations, if you want to do, right? So if you want to open any kind of new files or existing files, everything using the CDA notepad as an integration side, as an integration analyst or someone like from the EDA specialist point of view. This is also one of the tool we use. Like, so there are two. One is about EDA notepad, one of the prominent tool, followed by this B2B integration map editor, Sterling B2B integration map editor powered by IBM can also be used. So how this can be installed and how we read the EDI files and how the changes we do, right? So all the integrations that we are going to discuss, all that parts I'm going to discuss in the next session.